Welcome to the Open Source Hub Sustainability as a Second Language. I'm Heba Deredi, Professor of Education at the American University in Cairo. Module 1, titled Introduction to Sustainability, Session 2, builds on the key concepts and topics presented in the first session. Here, we'll take a more practical approach to sustainability with specific examples to bring the ideas and concepts in Session 1 one step closer to reality. In this session, we'll focus on how to embed sustainability in businesses, identify how to measure sustainability, and review some of the regional and international practices. So keep an eye on these concepts as you go through the material. Ready to start? Remember that sustainability is about 3 pillars that are interrelated and inseparable: environmental, social, and economic. To ensure that the concept of sustainability is embedded in our daily practices, businesses, and companies, we are incorporating sustainability in their strategies. On a larger scale, the international community has laws and policies for stakeholders to have a positive role to embed sustainability. You might have heard of Sustainable Development Goals, or what is known as the 17 SDGs. Around 193 countries have signed off on these goals, aiming to achieve them by 2030. Other international laws are also being placed with better awareness and commitment for a better future and quality of life. As we are referring to business world, one of the concepts of interest is greenwashing. Some of you might be familiar with the term, while others might not. I want you to take a few minutes to think on your own of what this term might mean. By using Mentimeter, you can put your responses and think how they can actually accumulate to the most frequently word representing greenwashing. Greenwashing is when a company spends time and money claiming that their products or services are environmentally friendly, when actually they are not. If a product is marketed as environmentally friendly, when it's not, this is a misleading point to the consumers who try to make informed decisions on what to buy and what to avoid. By greenwashing, the results can extend to losing the credibility of the company, its reputation, and even the position in the market. To ensure that companies and businesses are not slipping into the greenwashing, here are a few points to keep in mind. Ensure that the marketing plan can actually include the practices that align with sustainability. Once identified, share them and publish. Transparency. Make sure that you're able to provide evidence. Customers will believe you once that they see the data and metrics. If you claim to be paperless, make sure you walk the talk. Plan for green initiatives, such as reducing plastics, recycling, or even using carpooling. Set realistic goals. If you plan for making net zero claims by 2030, make sure it's feasible. Go to the suggested reading on greenwashing crackdown in Europe. What are the main key takeaways from your reading? Share with your group. As you may already know, sustainability is fundamentally about balancing the 3 key pillars: economic, social, and environmental. However, while the concept of sustainability is widely discussed, understanding how to measure it can be quite complex. But how do we actually measure something as broad and complicated and complex as sustainability? How can we determine if a company or a community or even a country is truly living up to sustainable standards? There are a variety of tools, frameworks, and indicators used to assess sustainability across different sectors. The term sustainability indices is a collective term that includes some of the most widely used tools, such as the Global Reporting Initiative, Carbon Discourse Project, Beyond GDP Initiative, but also progress towards achieving Sustainable Development Goals. Let's take some details looking at a few of these measurements. Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs indicators, which we all know of them, now there's 17 of them, are a very comprehensive set of global goals to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all. The progress towards each of these 17 goals is measured through specific indicators, ranging from access to clean water to reducing inequalities. Let's take one of the SDGs, SDG number 2, which is essential for identifying areas where hunger, malnutrition, and unsustainable agricultural practices persist. The use of robust indicators such as undernourishment rates, child malnutrition statistics, all of this helps the government and the NGOs and other stakeholders to make informed decisions based on data. Another measurement tool, which is the CDP, which is more specific to environmental issues, this is now called the Carbon Discourse Project, and for short, it's CDP. The CDP is a globally recognized non-profit organization which was established in the 2000s. It helps businesses, cities, and regions measure and manage their environmental impacts, with a particular focus on carbon emissions, water usage, and deforestation. The CDP plays a crucial role in promoting transparency and accountability by calculating and publishing the data that provides insights into how organizations are addressing the pressing challenges of climate change. Companies that report through the CDP are scored based on the environmental performances and transparencies, which helps investors, stakeholders, and other public understand more about how they commit to sustainability. All of this has grown into one of the largest and most influential platforms for environmental data reporting. Here are some real-world examples from companies that have been putting their deliberate efforts towards sustainability. Unilever, DHL, Apple, Coca-Cola, Better World Books. Go to the suggested readings on how Coca-Cola, as a case study, worked so much on sustainability. As for the regional efforts, Dubai Aluminium has made various strides to reduce its PVC emissions by 88%. It did that by taking into account the three main pillars of sustainability. We know them now by sure. Dubai has made sure to progress on these three main areas. A third measurement is the triple bottom line, or what we called the TBL or the 3BL. Go to the reading sections to know more about what has actually taken place. Share your main key takeaways with your readings with the group. To wrap up this session, in groups, choose one organization or company and place them on the 3E sustainability diagram. Where are they operating? Identifying ways in which the company can measure sustainability using the triple bottom line, for example. Which indicators can they use? On an individual level, what I'd like you to do is write a reflection paper where you highlight and share how you could contribute to sustainable development as a proactive individual in your society.